Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, and we're doing something a little bit different today. This is maybe a new series, that I want to start. Now, one of the videos that I really enjoy doing every year is my top 10 or top 20 or top 40. I think I did last year, was it this year? I don't even remember. Characters that I wanted to add, because I think it's interesting to theorize and to speculate what characters will get in future updates of Tapped Out, and also what characters that we all want. And I was thinking of a way to possibly tackle this. At the same time, I was also thinking of revamping my completing categories series. Now, my completing category series was a series on my channel where I basically just went through all the categories in the game and talked about characters they need to add to complete said categories. But I really didn't want to do that. I think going that deep into the completing categories again is just going to be so goddamn tedious. So I thought I would kind of combine these two series that I like. And so today I'm bringing you the top 10 Simpsons characters they should add to The Simpsons Tapped Out. Now what I mean by this is they have to be Simpsons family members. So top 10 Simpsons family members they should add to The Simpsons Tapped Out. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's an interesting way to tackle the top 10 list and also tackle the characters that are from the family. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go through every Simpsons family in this list. We're just doing the top 10 that I kind of want to be added. And I'm also not including the Bouvier family. So Marge's family is not included. So these guys, don't count them. I'm going to be doing a separate video for the top 10 Bouviers that I want. But I am including the extended Simpsons family, so anyone who has a loose connection to the Simpsons family, I will count. But I'm not counting Marge's family because I want to do a separate video on that. So, yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. It's a simple top 10 list of 10 characters I'd like to see. So, number 10 is Homer Simpson. Her maiden name was Hickman. So, why do... Simpsons. Homer Simpson. So the reason why I want Homer Simpson in the game is, yeah, she hasn't been seen really. So she was seen in one flashback scene, coming out of the nose of the Statue of Liberty. So she has only been seen once. But she was seen in a comic book strip. Here she is, and it's consistent with her look in the episode. I know it's quite blurry, but yeah, I think they could add her in the game. They've added Tapped Out exclusive characters before, and they've added characters and costumes from the comic and the Simpsons, The game, just the Simpsons game. They added Mr. Dirt from that. So it's not unheard of that they give us stuff from the extended universe, so I think it's entirely plausible that they could give us Homer Simpson. So who is Homer Simpson? Well, Homer Simpson is Orville's wife. And Orville is, of course, Abe Simpson, so Grandpa Simpson's father. So this is Grandpa's mother. So in turn, this is Homer's grandmother. So that's the main reason why I want her added. I think she's a significant enough character that they could make a sort of Tapped Out exclusive-ish character for her and give us her in the game. So, yeah. Homer Simpson, or Hickman is her maiden name, is number 10. Number 9 is Chet Simpson. So Chet Simpson appeared in the Lisa the Simpson episode. He is the brother to Abe, presumably. Homer addresses him as your great uncle Chet Simpson, talking to Lisa. And obviously if that's her great uncle, then presumably it's Homer's uncle, so Abe's brother. So yeah, I'd like to see Chet in the game. I mean, he's not significant really. He doesn't really appear too much. That's why he's only number 9. But we saw his face, he was given a name, so for that reason, I chucked him on the list. There are a few of those characters from the Lisa the Simpson episode, but I haven't included any of the unnamed ones. I don't particularly want to see all the unnamed ones, really. I mean, they could do a crowd, I guess, but I'd be happy with Chet. I think he's significant enough to throw him in the game. He won't be anything amazing, but I'd like to see him. Hortense Simpson. So Hortense Simpson is a character that was seen in heaven when Bart kind of is hallucinating going to heaven. He sees his great aunt or aunt Hortense. So it's unclear if she is the great aunt or she's the aunt to Homer or Bart. So we don't know. So it could be Homer's great aunt, it could be Bart's great aunt, so Homer's aunt. We're not too sure what relation she is, but she's either an aunt or a great aunt to Bart, basically. Even if it's great aunt. So, yeah, she's nothing too significant. Again, she kind of appeared in heaven. She looks like Marge, I know, so it would be another Marge doppelganger. I guess a Christmas update, possibly. Maybe a Halloween update. She was kind of seen as a bit dubious, so I don't know. But I thought she was significant enough to throw on this list again, just like Chet. Number 7 is Tyrone Simpson. So Tyrone Simpson is Abe's brother, another one of Abe's brother, just like Chet. And in an episode, the Simpsons were meant to visit him on a birthday, for his birthday party, but they didn't obviously arrive, so he was left all alone with no one to celebrate his birthday. He was just a throwaway joke, really, and he only made one appearance, but he was mentioned by the Simpsons, and it's not like he was in the Lisa the Simpson episode. He was sort of a significant plot point in that episode, so I kind of feel like him being added could be kind of cool. Maybe they could do some sort of quest line where he resents the fact that they missed his birthday or something. So yeah, Tyrone Simpson is number 7. Number 6 is Valerie Togasaki Rothman and her husband Dave Rothman. So Valerie Togasaki Rothman is the Simpsons' cousin. So we're unsure if she is either the kid's cousin or Homer's cousin. So yeah, it's a bit confusing there. But she is related to the Simpsons somehow. And again, we don't know how she's related. We're not sure. We presume that she's one of Abe's brothers or one of Abe's siblings' child, but we don't actually, and considering she's got the surname Togasaki, it would probably be Abe's sister, but we don't really know what sister that is. So, yeah, her sort of relation on the timeline is a little unclear, but she is a cousin of the Simpsons, not of Marge's family, so we should probably get her in the game. And obviously we have her husband Dave Rothman as well, so I just sort of tagged him on there. They wouldn't be anything too significant. The main reason why I sort of threw them a little higher than the others is I think there could be a possible wedding update. I think there's a lot of potential for that. I need to actually go and design that one. It's one I've thought about in the past, so a little bit of a spoiler for maybe a potential video, an idea video, but yeah, I don't know. I think it could be cool to get them. So I put them a little higher than the others, but they're nothing too amazing. Number 5 is Maggie Simpson Jr. So of course, this is the future daughter of Maggie. Now, I feel like some people won't be too amazed by this one and think, well, it looks just like Maggie. That's true, and it would be a Maggie doppelganger. In the episode Bart to the Future, she literally just looks like an infant Maggie. But in the episode where she's born, I forget exactly which one that is, she appears like this, so in the pink. So I kind of think maybe they could just add Maggie, sort of doppelganger of Maggie, but with like a pink sort of baby outfit instead of the blue, just to sort of distinguish the two. Or if they really wanted to, they could just add a complete doppelganger to Maggie and just call it Maggie Simpson Jr. The main reason why I would like to see Maggie Simpson Jr. in the game is just to sort of complete that future Simpson category. You know, we've got like Gender, we got Zia, we got Picard and not Picard, what are they called? Jiff and Skippy, Bart's kids. We've got all of them, and I think Maggie Jr. is the last one they need to add, and I feel like the only reason why they haven't added her is it would just be a Maggie doppelganger. But I don't know, I'd be happy enough to get a Maggie doppelganger as long as it was, you know, called Maggie Simpson Jr. and it had something unique about it, you know, some unique tasks. I'd be happy just to sort of complete that category, and they could distinguish her by giving her like a sort of pink thing. I mean, they could even just have her be wrapped in this, and she'd just be crawling around, sort of wrapped in this little, you know, blanket or whatever, or tarp, whatever. Number 4 is Dr. Simpson. So we're unsure what relation she is to the Simpsons family, but she is a doctor, and she's surnamed Simpson, and she is meant to be, you know, related to the Simpsons by blood, so it's presumed that she is probably she's either the daughter of one of Abe's brothers, or because of her, she seems to be quite older. I'm thinking possibly there's a sort of great grandparent's brother's daughter, if you know what I mean. So I think she's like around Abe's age. She's probably younger. I think she is younger than Abe, but sort of around there. So unsure what her relation is. But she did make 2 appearances. One was a cameo, and obviously one was in Lisa the Simpson. But I think she is significant enough to be added. You know, she's a doctor, so we could add her in some sort of medical update if they were to do that. Any sort of Simpsons update that they do, focusing around the family, they could throw her in there. I actually would really like to see her in the game. And I think they could do something interesting with her character. Maybe show us a bit more, tell us a bit more about her. I think that's what TapTap does great. So, yeah, I'd love to see Dr. Simpson in the game. Right, now we're into the top 3. So number 3 is Hiram Simpson. So Hiram is technically not a Simpson. Although he has the Simpson name, of course, Virgil took Mabel's married name, and Virgil is actually the Simpsons, like Homer and the kids' great something grandfather. But Hiram is the father to Eliza, who is Homer and the kids' great aunt, great something aunt anyway, and he is also the ex-husband to Mabel Simpson, who is the kids and Homer's great something grandmother. So I think his connection in the tree is a little loose, but I'm counting it, and I just would like to see him in the game. The main reason why is because we've already got Mabel, we've already got Virgil, we probably should have Hiram as well. So I'd like to see Hiram in the game. And moving on from number 2 is Eliza Simpson. I want Liza more than I want Hiram, but they're about the same. I kind of want them the same. Again, it's just to sort of complete that category. Obviously, Eliza is the great something half aunt to Homer and the kids, and she is also the great something grandmother to Milhouse. And so Milhouse and Lisa are technically like third or fourth cousins, I think, or fifth cousins. I'm not sure which one it is. So they are related. And of course, we've already got Milford Van Houten in the game, who is Eliza's husband. So yeah, I think there's a significant enough thing there to add her in and complete the category. She would not only be an addition to the Simpsons family, she'd also be an addition to the Van Houten family. So yeah, I'd love to, again, get her in the game. So that is Eliza Simpson. And then finally, number 1, drumroll maybe? Drumroll. Cyrus Simpson. So the main reason why I'd love to have Cyrus Simpson in the game is I thought he was the sort of most developed character out of all of these that we've gone through. There's maybe a case that Eliza is a bit more developed, but I sort of really liked the appearance of Cyrus. I thought he was a cool sort of character to see. Now, we are unsure if he's canon or not. Technically, some people count him as non-canon. It depends how you interpret that episode. So he could be non-canon. Obviously, there was the whole thing with Santa Claus, so maybe he's not. Maybe he isn't canon. But regardless, I would like to see him in the game anyway. I still count him as a Simpson family, you know. I count him Maggie Jr. So I've got to count Cyrus, and I thought he was awesome. So there's plenty of things they can add him with. I'm surprised they haven't added him in yet. The perfect update to add him in is obviously Christmas. He appears in a Christmas-themed episode, so it'd be great to get him in one of those updates. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I'd love to have Cyrus Simpson in the game. Obviously, it's Abe's brother. So yeah. That is my video on the top 10 Simpsons that I think they should add to the Simpsons Tapped Out. So we got Yuma Simpson, Chet Simpson, Hortense Simpson, Tyrone Simpson, Valerie Togasaki Rothman, Dr. Simpson, Maggie Simpson Jr., Hiram, Eliza, and Cyrus. There is loads more that they can add as well, but I figured we'd stick it to top 10, so when they maybe add a few of these, maybe let's say they add 4 or 5, I could actually update this list. And yeah, that could be cool. So next episode in this series is going to be top 10 Bouviers that I think they should add to the Simpsons Tapped Out, which will be a little bit of a more interesting video because I'm going to have to sort of, you know, get a bit in depth and try and find as many as I can for that one. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.